If pornography is affecting your relationship, it often doesn't show up as a dramatic moment or a clear crisis. Most of the time, it enters quietly. Couples rarely say, everything changed on this exact day. Instead, they describe a gradual sense of emotional distance that's hard to explain. Conversations feel thinner. Intimacy feels more strained. There's a sense that something important has shifted, but no clear language for what it is. In this video, we're going to talk about how pornography can affect intimate relationships in subtle but significant ways, and how to begin reflecting on its impact without shame or defensiveness. Pornography doesn't usually feel relational. It's often framed as private, visual, and separate from the relationship. Because of that, many people assume it doesn't really affect their partner or their connection. But intimacy in a relationship isn't only about physical closeness. It's about emotional presence, attention, and mutual engagement. Over time, pornography can redirect emotional and sexual energy away from the relationship, often without conscious intent. What changes first is not always behavior, but often availability. Partners often sense something is off before they can name it. They may feel less desired, less chosen, or less emotionally safe. They may feel lonely even when the relationship appears intact. Because there isn't always a clear event to point to, many partners internalize this experience. They wonder if they are too sensitive, too needy, or somehow if they are the problem. In most cases, they are responding to a real shift in emotional presence. They're not imagining it. Pornography trains the brain toward immediacy and control. It offers stimulation without vulnerability and release without emotional risk. Intimacy in a relationship requires the opposite. It requires patience, responsiveness, and tolerance for imperfection. When pornography becomes a consistent outlet, it can quietly reshape expectations around sex, connection, and emotional effort. Some people notice increased difficulty staying present with their partner, reduced desire for partnered intimacy, or even emotional withdrawal. This does not mean someone lacks care or commitment. It usually means a habit is shaping the relationship in unintended ways. Cultural messages often minimize pornography's impact by framing it as normal or harmless. But common does not always mean neutral. The most important question is not whether pornography exists in the culture, but whether it is affecting your ability to show up emotionally and relationally in your own relationship. That answer looks different for different people, and it's worth exploring honestly. If you've found yourself wondering, why does my partner seem more distant? Why do I feel more disconnected than I used to? Why is intimacy harder than it was before? Or why do I keep returning to behaviors that I said I would stop? Those questions aren't accusations. They're invitations to understand patterns more clearly. Curiosity creates space for insight, and insight creates the possibility for change. If you're not sure whether your sexual behaviors are affecting your relationship, a thoughtful self-assessment can be helpful and a good place to begin. We invite you to take our confidential quiz. Are my sexual behaviors problematic? It's designed to help you reflect without labels or shame and to understand whether support or next steps might be helpful. Intimacy rarely breaks all at once. In fact, it changes gradually. And the good news is, it can be rebuilt the same way.